Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Jacoby along with Steve Hamer. Glad to have you with us tonight. We think we've got a very interesting game for you between a couple of in-state rivals. UT Chattanooga coming off a 10-19 year, trying to improve, and they've got a lot of new players and hope to do that. Tennessee made a trip to the Sweet 16. Their aspirations even higher this season. Steve, let's talk about the season opener. Everybody's a little bit jittery tonight.
The tall and short of it is that, no pun intended.
Oh, come on.
These guys are going to have to come out and play early tonight. You know, unbelievable trash talking going on out here early, so we're in for a great basketball game. Throw the records out. It's going to be a great game.
Let's talk about Chattanooga first of all. Inside game, certainly a big key for them. Dusty Poyen's going to have to put it on his shoulders tonight.
They call him Big Dusty, and we'll see how big he can be going up against Big Beef of Charles Hathaway. This guy could weigh 280, upwards of 290 pounds, so we're going to see who wins the muscle of the game inside.
And they're going to miss Oliver Morton. He's a big key for them, and he's out with a bad ankle.
Oliver Morton, I tell you what, he can play anywhere in the country. Duke, Michigan State, you name it. This guy's a great basketball player, and they're going to sorely miss him.
As far as Tennessee is concerned, a couple of names come to mind. Vincent Yarborough, Tony Harris.
Vincent Yarborough. You know, they call me and you Vincent Yarborough and Tony Harris. You know, these guys are going to have a breakout game. They're going to have a breakout season. Vincent Yarborough is finally going to live up to all the expectations. He's going to have a great game.
Tony Harris has to play under control.
Everybody's All-American, everybody. Playboy, you name it. He's my All-American. I tell you what, this guy's got to play under control, play with some consistency, and he'll get the job done.
Let's talk about Steve's keys for tonight's game. First of all, for Chattanooga.
For Chattanooga, I tell you what, these guys have got to handle UT's pressure defensively. We'll see if they come out aggressive and try to attack, or if they lay back and get killed. I tell you what, in my opinion, they're going to have to come out and attack.
Lots of new players. Consistency could be a problem.
New players, I tell you what, 9 new players, count them 9. These guys got to find their niche, come together, and play together as a team, or else they will get murdered here in ball lane.
As far as Tennessee is concerned, first 5 minutes are key.
First 5 minutes of the game are key to any game, football, basketball, you name it. But for the Volunteers, we know that they have to get off to a good start, or else it could be a great game for the rest of the game.
As far as defensive pressure.
Defensive pressure, they're going to jump on you early. It is Jerry Green's trademark to jump on you early. It's going to be a great basketball game because these guys get up and down the floor, defensive struggle.
Should be a great game for you tonight. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip. When we return in just a moment, you're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. CSS from tipping off the 2000-2001 season as UT Chattanooga and Tennessee get together in a battle of in-state rivals. Stevie, this one always means a lot to both of these teams. Chattanooga really with nothing to lose, and the Volunteers trying to get off to a great start in what they hope will be a great season.
Well, you know what? These guys, I'm telling you, they're going to come out and play strong and play aggressively. Let's take a look at the starting lineups.
First of all, for Chattanooga, at the guards, Tennessee can run a few players at him. Another player for Tennessee tonight that is not in the starting lineup, but could play a big key, Jenice Grindstaff.
Well, Jenice Grindstaff and Ron Slade, these guys go, 10, 15 deep. Take a look at Jerry Green. I'm telling you, he's got so many weapons to throw at you at any given time. And, they're so deep, they're so talented. We'll see if they just show up and play.
He's taken the Volunteers to the NCAA tournament in all 3 of his previous years. And, of course, on the other side, Henry Dickerson, the coach of the Moccasins, 38-45, 39-46 rather, his career record. And I tell you, he's a guy that's a little bit on the hot seat. This is the final year of his contract, and he's brought in a lot of junior college players that we'll see tonight. And right now, his team fighting for consistency.
No recounts necessary here. This guy's on the hot seat. I tell you what, he's got to get some wins, and it's going to be a tough struggle to come into Tennessee's home and win. But it's unfortunate that they got one of the biggest games of the year coming up Monday, and we'll talk about back-to-back tough games. This is going to be it.
Well, College of Charleston is the team you're talking about, and I'll tell you what, as we look at the series between these two teams, 33rd meeting, most of those meetings took place pre-1961. Tennessee leads at 28-4, 18-1 here in Knoxville. The last time the two teams met was here a couple of years ago, and it was a very competitive game. And we're looking for a good crowd tonight as we look around Thompson Boling Arena. The upper deck fairly filled.
It's filling up, you know, and that's a good sign. As always, they're playing Kentucky tomorrow for the final home game. And I want to say congratulations to the 2000 football team. They're doing a great job, you know, with Casey Clausen as well.
Well, they've certainly come back after a tough start. This is a big weekend on the Tennessee campus. It's Letterman's weekend tomorrow morning over in front of the Neal and Thompson Sports Complex. They're going to be dedicating the Letterman's Wall, which is kind of a neat deal. In fact, your name will be on there.
Well, you know, I hope that it will be on there. I hope nobody scratched it out.
Ron Slay, one of the guys you mentioned, an inspirational leader of this Tennessee team. Have you ever seen a freshman come in like he did last year and contribute so much emotion to a team?
He's unbelievable. You know, this guy gets fired up. You see the guy running through the tunnel there. He's like a maniac. You know, he's trying to get the fans fired up. The student section loves him. And if you could have seen the trash talk, folks, I'm telling you, the trash talking going on before this game was immense.
We were warning our cameramen to be ready to move the cameras left as you see the student body checking their newspapers out as the starting lineups introduced.
I think they're checking up on the recount there. I don't know. What's the latest? Score Bush. They're checking up.
I don't think we want to get into politics tonight, Steve. I tell you what, it's certainly been in the news enough. People watching us tonight probably trying to get away from that. The lights darken here at Thompson-Boling for the traditional spotlight introductions of this Tennessee team. And Stevie, talking about this Tennessee team, a Sweet 16 participant last year, and this team actually thinks they can go farther this year.
Well, I think that they left something unsettled. You know, they want to get to the Final Four. They had a great opportunity to get to the Final Four. So we'll see.
Let's pick up Mike Hammond and the introductions of the Tennessee players.
And now, the starting lineup for the defending Southeastern Conference champions, the Tennessee Volunteers. At forward, 6'7" junior from Cleveland, Tennessee, number 22. Number 44, Isaiah Victor. At center, 6'10", a sophomore from Lewisburg, Tennessee, number 12, Marcus Hayslip. Starting at guard, 6'3", a sophomore from Shaker Heights, Ohio, number 42, John at guard, 6 feet, a senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 14, Tony Harris. The head coach of the Volunteers is Jerry Green.
Quite a production here.
Tell you what.
They didn't do that when you played, did they?
You know what? I want to put a jersey on again. I want to get back out there.
Why don't you tell the fans real quickly before we get started what you've been doing?
Well, you know, it's a little weird. Contractual obligations, trying to go to Brazil, trying to do some stuff. But right now, I'm with my buddy, Jeff.
All right, Steve.
With my buddy doing great Tennessee basketball games.
And we're glad that you're with us tonight as we kick off this basketball season. Tennessee last year, of course, finished 26-7. They were 15-1 here in the friendly confines of Thompson-Boling Arena. 8-3 away, 3-3 on neutral courts, 12-4 in the Southeastern Conference. Their final ranking last year, 11th in the AP poll, 14th in USA Today, CNN, and a tough loss in the Sweet 16 to North Carolina, and that's really been kind of the fuel that's kept this team going in the offseason because they really thought they should have been in the Elite Eight.
You know, there's one thing on these guys' mind to get to the Final Four. You know, like I said before, there's some unsettled business out there, and I've talked to these guys over the summer, and they're working their butts off just to try to get back to that level. As you know, it's hard to stay at that level, but Jerry Green's building a heck of a program here.
Talk a little bit about athletes in action the other day, Sunday, a overtime win over a team. And normally you figure the exhibition game is a walk in the park, but they had some problems.
Jeff, you want to talk about guys that shoot lights out? AIA looked like you and me out there. You know, they were 17 of 30, 66%. I'm not a mathematician, but I tell you, it comes close to 66%. You'll win on mostly any given night of the country, but against this Tennessee basketball team, they were lucky enough to survive.
You had to look a moment ago at Henry Dickerson, the head coach of UTC. Of course, he replaced Mac McCarthy in 1997 when he left Chattanooga after being his top assistant for the 8 years previous. Kind of got out of the recruiting. He was a very good recruiter for Mac McCarthy. Yes. Just about ready to get underway as Tennessee and UT Chattanooga tip it off. The first game of the season for both teams. Both have won both of their exhibition encounters and both had trouble in the second game of those two. Chattanooga actually was back by 6 points late in that game and came back to win. And we understand that we have a clock problem here at Thompson-Boling Arena tomorrow, Tennessee and Kentucky. And now we're ready to get underway. Tony Green tosses it up and Tennessee will control. Tony Harris will set the offense. Looks like a zone for Chattanooga. Coming out in a zone early, that really surprises me. On the baseline, nice speed inside for the dunk by Victor. Slay in, you're going to have Ron Slay in. This is a different look from Tennessee. Pressure for the Vols right off the bat, and it produces a turnover. Errant pass by Clyde McCulley. He's that junior college All-American who they're counting on heavily to really solidify the backcourt for Chattanooga. As we mentioned before, you get a great look at Tennessee's pressure. They come at him with a 2-2-1 right there early and force a turnover. Zones caused the Vols some problems last year off the backside. Vincent Yarborough from Tony Harris. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, boy. That brought the crowd to life. The guy's head was near the rim. Unbelievable. Again, pressure. Chattanooga breaks it this time. They really feel they can get some easy looks. Talking to their coach, Jeff, we think that they're going to try to break the pressure aggressively and do something well with it. Tony Harris with the steal for Tennessee. A tray on the way. Count it. 5-0 Volunteers. Chattanooga up quickly. Tell you what, the Mocs really don't want this. No, it's a great start for Tennessee, and as you said, certainly Chattanooga had hoped to get out quickly. Ward over a leaping Yarborough. What a tough shot. Tough shot. That's a great shot by Ward. Great shot. That's what they need. They need somebody to settle them down early, stay in the game, and hopefully be at it in the end. Yarborough. Victor in the lane, knocked away. Ball on the floor. Tennessee comes up with it. Inside Hayslip. A lot of contact inside. A lot of contact. That's McCulley. Watch him. They're going to call him for turning the ball over. When's the last time you saw that? Wow. We're in for a heck of a season now, I'll tell you. If that's a point of emphasis, watch. Let's take a look at this. Obviously he did it. You know, that's an Allen Iverson type move, but he can get away with that. He's a professional. Maybe that was just a little bit too extreme for the college game, but you see a lot of that anymore. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, it'd be nothing more than palming. Chattanooga already having trouble. 3 turnovers, the one for Tennessee. Well, Chattanooga, as we mentioned before, has got to handle that pressure. That's Yarborough. They also got to get out on some shooters out there. Yarborough out quickly. Tennessee 8-2. That's Ward. Rebound in the corner. Nice play. Tennessee off to an early 6-point lead. 17:57 to go here in half number 1. He can put some intense pressure on. Shot up no good by Ashby. Tennessee with a rebound out quickly. You know, one of the things that I've noticed early is Marcus Hayslip. He's put on some weight over the summer. He's getting stronger, and we'll talk about him. He misses a 3, but, you know, he's an inside as well as an outside type guy. Ball off Chattanooga. Tennessee maintains possession underneath their own basket. Still early in this first half, but the Vols off quickly with a 6-point lead. Higgins having trouble, gets way out front now to Tony Harris. Tennessee, as you see, 2 for 3. Chattanooga only with 1 shot so far as a result of the 3 early turnovers. We have to take a lot more than that to win this game. Higgins a miss from 3. Here comes Chattanooga. McCulley to Ward. That's Ashby working against Victor. 15-footer off the rim. And Hayslip shows that great leaping ability.
That's a good shot for UT Chattanooga, though. That was under control, about a 15-footer. They're going to have to knock those down the lane.
Harris misses. Rebound comes to Higgins. Off of a foot, out of bounds. It's off Chattanooga. Stevie, Tennessee last year when they get out of control would shoot a lot of threes. Already thrown up, what, 3 or 4 already early?
They've already thrown up 4. And, you know, we're going to see which team shows up, as we mentioned before. Ball goes out of bounds. Obvious call here with Tennessee controlling the ball. But we're going to see which team shows up. It's just been a, you know, battle of Tony Harris making threes and taking threes.
Of course, the zone certainly invites you to take that long shot. Victor got it. No call underneath. Dusty Polian trying to stop him. Tennessee out 10-2.
That's when Isaiah Victor's at his best. Slashing to the lane, creating havoc in the lane, and just doing what he can to get any type of shot.
That's Ward. And off foul over the back on Chattanooga. See if they're going to get Polian. It is on Carl Dusty Polian, his first.
He's Big Dusty.
Yeah, he is certainly their inside strength tonight with Oliver Morton, the 6'10 senior, out with a bad ankle. Cannot afford to get him in foul trouble.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, you know what's strange? You look out there, and there's not a guy over 6'9", 6'10 out there. You know, you're just used to seeing 6'11", 7-footers guys, and these guys are banging the smaller guys. Aggressive move by Isaiah Victor. That, I'm telling you, is when he's at his best. Unfortunately, he didn't knock it down. And I don't know, I guess they got him a little shove off. A ticky-tack foul there.
It's going to be I believe that's the second foul already on Hayslip. Into the game, Ron Slay for Tennessee. He replaces Hayslip early. And a travel underneath. Timeout on the floor. Tennessee leads Chattanooga 10-2. Back with more. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Back at Thompson Bowling Arena, Jeff Jacoby and Steve Hamer. Tennessee, Steve, off to a quick 10-2 lead, and that's exactly what Tennessee wanted to do in your keys the first 5 minutes.
First 5 minutes, they're off to a quick and great start. Tell you what, they've got 8 points so far off of 4 UT Chattanooga turnovers. Big key.
Already 4-1 turnovers, and Tennessee with 8 points off of those turnovers.
8 big points. That's a key. That's a huge key.
Tony Harris comes up court. Chattanooga going to jump him at half court. Trap.
Good idea by UT Chattanooga. Throw something different at him. Come out of the timeout. 1-3-1.
There's Yarborough. Battle underneath. Tennessee's going to come out with it. Good job that time by Isaiah Victor. Another shot, another 3. Tennessee has now taken 6 threes so far early in this game. Gary Green's not going to be happy about that. We're going to have a foul out front. Galusa comes in for Chattanooga. He's got the ball right there.
That's a no-no. He picked up his dribble there.
Tennessee playing that tough man-to-man. Tony Harris tried to sneak in.
Here's the pressure that we talk about, folks. Just take a look at the tenacious defense that Tennessee's playing right now.
That's Ashby. And a tip. Right in the game, Parker, and he picks up his first bucket, cuts the lead to 10-4.
Good hustle points. Good hustle points by Parker. Find his niche and get inside. That's what we talk about. Guys coming off the bench and find their niche.
Got to block out. Been a problem for Tennessee at times, especially when you get the help defense inside. A lot of times that leaves somebody open. Slay.
Tennessee kind of looks out of sync a little bit.
I'd much rather play against man-to-man. There's Slay. Little jump hook. It's good. He's on the board. 12-4 Tennessee.
Look at this guy go. Look at the cheerleader go.
Harper takes it all away. And that should be a charge. And there you see.
There you see it.
A lot of energy.
Listen to the crowd here. There you see it.
Ron Slay, watch this.
Coming right into the living room, folks. Oh, wow.
And they say that basketball is not a contact sport.
Is that Travis Stevens taking that or what?
Oh, man, what great pictures from underneath. Higgins in the corner. Great pass inside.
Great pass.
Slay again.
Great pass.
Give the assist to John Higgins. And Slay is just jumping up and down. He is having a great time. And we're going to have a foul called on Tony Harris.
A little over anxious there, trying to get the ball away from the guy. A little over anxious. Just keep your hands to yourself. Deny the ball.
Jeff Nichols making the call. He along with Carlos Reyes and Tony Green, our officials tonight. Again, full court pressure by Tennessee. Looks like man-to-man variety. That's Ashby, baseline, little glider.
Ashby's missed a few shots, but the guy can leap out of the gym.
Tony Harris,
Great
what a
pass.
Victor fouled. It's going to be on Ashby.
Great pass.
Maybe not. Let's check and wait. It's going to be on Tim Parker.
Tony Harris coming at you with a little shake and bake with a great pass. Unable to finish was Isaiah Victor. Didn't get the hoop in the harm, but unbelievable pass. How did he see him?
I don't know. First foul on Parker, third team foul against the Monks. Victor gets that one. And into the game for Tennessee. It's going to be Terrence Woods, the 6'2 sophomore from Memphis. He is a gunner. Watch him from outside. He can hit the tray.
He is a gunner. He's one of the heroes in their second exhibition game.
There's Ashby on the baseline. Little jumper. In and out. Tip. Good. Got his own tip.
Wow, great tip. Great hustle by Ashby.
Tennessee the other way. Will it be a charge? Tennessee by 11. 10-4 run for the Volunteers over the last 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Parker to McCulley.
I think Chattanooga's still in a good position. They're only down by 9 points with 12, 13 minutes left in the game in the first half. They're in a good position.
Ashby down the lane. The finger roll no good, and Victor's going to pick up another one very quickly. His second good. That's Toot Young just off the bench, and he cashes in a tray, and all of a sudden a 6-point game.
Jeff, you know as well as I do, if you let a team hang around long enough, they expect to win the game. They'll start beginning to build confidence and be in the game a lot longer.
There's Woods, missed it. He hit 3 in the first half against AIA the other night. Chattanooga with a chance here to cut into the Tennessee lead.
Well, we talk about the consistency here, and already, you know, Chattanooga's staying around. They're staying around. They expect to win this basketball game. You know, Tennessee has to do a better job. They've already put up 8, 9 3-point shots. They don't need that to win.
That's Young. Down low. Shot up and in. That's Michael Townsend, who just came into the game, a 6'7", 215-pound junior. And it's a 4-point game at 15-11.
Chattanooga doing a great job of getting the ball inside and scoring at will.
Tony Harris trying to direct some traffic. He is the quarterback. Woods the halfway.
They've got to look inside. They've got to look inside. There's the guy right there that wanted that ball.
There's Slay, and there's 2. Great call.
It's a piece of cake. It's just pitch and catch. Get Ron Slay inside, and he'll score every time.
Vols lead back up to 6. Hawks have outscored Tennessee over the last 2 minutes, 7-2. There's a turnover.
Good to have a highlight film here. Oh.
And a foul. Toot Young will pick it. Good look there at Tennessee nationally ranked cheerleading squad. Laura and Sarah Beth on the top of that pyramid as they entertain during this timeout. And there's Smokey, always a popular sight here at the Thompson Bowling Arena, and some of the fans who have filed in and continue to do so as the teams come back out on the court. And Steve Hamer, at this point, Chattanooga certainly has to like their position after falling behind 10-2.
Well, I mean, Chattanooga is just doing a heck of a job. As you can see, Tennessee is 6 of 10 in the front court. You know what that tells me? Get the ball inside. You don't have to take 35 threes a game to win a game. I mean, they have a small basketball team in Chattanooga. Get the ball inside.
Harris Walker into the game for Tennessee for the first time tonight. Mox falling back in that zone. There's the inlet. Hathaway can't control. Pass for Slay, deflected, intercepted. Here comes Ward for Chattanooga. Down low, Ashby. And a quick, still looking inside for Hathaway. Slay going to be called for traveling.
He's not going to like
away from Clyde McCulley. McCulley, a 6-foot junior from Beaumont, Texas, a JUCO Division II All-American. Really being looked to for leadership on this team.
Well, Moccasin, they have some guys that can play this game. It's just a matter of them learning to play within themselves and together as a unit.
When you bring that many new people into anything. Tennessee 7 of 15. Rebounds. Chattanooga ahead of Tennessee on the boards. That's big.
That's shocking.
Shot no good, but a foul going to be called. 6'2" junior out of Spruce Pine, North Carolina. Missed almost all of last season with a knee problem and has been a little bit slow to recover. And be interesting to see how much he does play, but he can certainly give a spark to this team.
Well, you can't say enough about a guy like James Grindstaff. You know, losing both of your parents within 3 to 4 months, going down with a knee injury last year and hurt himself early this year, it's just a tough situation.
Woods looking inside for Slay, knocked away. Great pass by Hathaway on the baseline. That's pass. Terrence Woods.
Great pass from the big guy. Big beef.
Big beef. Out front. Shot no good. Rebound Ward. Turn around under great pressure. And the rebound to Hathaway. Harris Walker. There's Grindstaff. Oh, went halfway down and came out. Fight for the rebound.
On the floor.
The big body goes down. Shot no good by Ward. Rebound underneath. Tennessee comes out with it. Harris Walker is going to be fouled by Toot Young.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, these guys are really getting up and down the floor now. The pace has just picked up a little bit. Take a look at the replay here. Coming down. The guy's in the way. The towel guy's in the way. He wasn't even ready.
Good shot of that right there. We continue to get wonderful pictures. 5 team fouls against Chattanooga. Tennessee already over the limit. Walker, they're going to give him that outside shot. Not one of the better shooters. And a pass inside, intercepted by Ashby. Mox on a 9-4 run over the last 4 minutes.
Tennessee's really missing their opportunities to pick and choose when to get the ball inside. That's consecutive times down the floor that Ron Slay has had a good look inside, and they haven't looked at him.
There's Ashby. He ran into Ron Slay. Scored by Victor. Chattanooga not giving Tennessee a chance to get easy baskets. And a great block inside by Ashby.
Johnny on the spot. He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Not somebody we heard a lot about coming in.
You don't want to.
Grindstaff goes baseline, looking inside. Nobody home. Idris Harper. Pass over McCulley. Off the rim. Tip no good. Grindstaff has it, and he's going to be fouled underneath. It's going to go against Idris Harper.
In my opinion, Jeff, right now, Tennessee is really being out-hustled. They're being out-hustled. They're not boxing out. We take a look at here. Guys are standing around and not boxing out. Grindstaff, fortunately for the Volunteers, gets fouled.
Second foul on Harper, 16th foul against Chattanooga. Ashby, you mentioned, 3 points, 4 rebounds, and a block already.
Great game for him so far.
Alley-oop does not connect. Here comes Chattanooga with a chance to cut a 5-point lead. Nice drive. Idris Harper.
A little trouble in ball land here. I told you from the start, this team is going to come in here. They have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. They're going to play well in here.
And you remember early, as Yarborough fires from outside. Now that's what Vincent Yarborough has to do for this team.
Well, he's got to be a leader. As you can see, he's wearing the black Adidas tennis shoes, whereas the rest of the team is wearing orange. So he's an individual. He's got to be their leader.
As we said earlier, as Ward shoots from outside. Hathaway fights for the rebound. Turnovers now. Tennessee with 7. The Mocs with 6. Another good
inside. The Mocs is just going inside and just picking them off. Vincent Yarborough on the other end, knocking them down.
Now Vincent Yarborough is a player that this Tennessee has to be able to count on in the clutch to get key baskets. And that was a great time right there for him to step up as Chattanooga was making a run. Points in the paint, Tennessee 12, Chattanooga 10, and that's huge for them.
That's shocking. I mean, when you got a guy like, Charles Hathaway, and this is shocking as well. Second chance points, they have 7 to Tennessee's 2.
Tennessee should be ruling the boards with the height advantage. There's Yarborough again. Victor with the offensive board and the bucket.
Good job of Isaiah getting inside and fighting for the rebound and going straight back up with it.
Victor now with 5 points. Parker for Chattanooga. Back to McCulley. Tennessee stays man-to-man.
We talked to the coaches from the Moccasins earlier, and they said that they would prefer for the Vols to attack them defensively via the press, and it looks like they're doing a good job of handling it so far.
They also thought that the Harris-McCulley battle would be a good one, and it has been so far, as a traveling violation called against Chattanooga. That should even the turnovers up at 7 apiece. Tennessee trying to go back up by double digits. Still working against that zone.
I really don't think that they have really gotten to the best of that zone yet. They haven't figured it out.
Certainly have not cashed in inside. Higgins is tough from there. Count it.
That kid's a dead-on shooter. He's a great shooter. Great pass.
Oh, great pass. That's Pullian inside.
As we said before, they want Tennessee to press them. Get some easy baskets.
27-18. Harris looked like he was going to load one up from NBA range there for a minute.
Now, Jeff, you tell me, there hadn't been an inside pass in the perimeter in the last 2 possessions. That's not good.
Another tray. Harris misses. Hayslip underneath. Got him. He's fouled.
Good hustle, Marcus Hayslip.
Foul, I think, is going to be on Pullian, and it is.
Take a look at this replay. Harris taking another 3, but this is what they want Marcus Hayslip to do. They don't want 30 points out of a game from him every night. They want him to get the hustle points, be on the boards, and be Johnny on the spot.
Second foul on Pullian. He'll take a seat as Ashby comes back in to replace him. As you mentioned in the opening, really the inside guy for Chattanooga. And now in what you would call foul trouble with 2, with 5:45 still to play in the first half.
Well, Jeff, you can't ask much more from that guy. I mean, he's blocking shots, he's getting rebounds, he's scoring, he's doing it all, and he deserves a break. But we'll see if they can withstand Tennessee's pressure on the inside now.
Vols lead by a dozen. I believe that's their biggest lead of the night. Another great pass. That's Ashby, and he is fouled.
Got to get the ball inside. I mean, just look at the guys around Charles Hathaway. They're going to have to double team him and keep the ball out of his hands.
3-point shooting. Tennessee started 2 for 2, is 2 for 10 since then. 10-point game.
That's not good.
Oh, Harris is so quick. Good follow. Still, Vols have a lid on it.
That's what Tony Harris has to do. If the shot's not following the outside, get away, find a way to get to the basket and make something happen on the inside.
Harris and McCulley having quite a battle out front. McCulley from long range, no good, and Hathaway uses that body. Well, I tell you what, he moved Townsend out of the way.
Did you see Michael Townsend just get shoved out of the way?
There's Tony again. He squares up. When he squares up, he's a great 3-point shooter.
That's the key. You're exactly right, Jeff. He's got to square up and get both shoulders going towards the basket.
4:39 to go. First half, Tennessee's lead to 13. Chattanooga needs some points. They'd like to shut this back into single digits by half.
It's danger time right now for the Mocs.
Parker no good. Long rebound to Harris. Here comes Tennessee's break, but Chattanooga back. It's 2 on 4. Great pass. Victor can't convert. Ashby again with a good defensive play to Townsend to McCulley. And Chattanooga wants a timeout. Boeing Arena as they will take on another in-state rival, East Tennessee State. Get a look at the Moccasin cheerleaders who have made the trip here to Knoxville. Don't see a lot of visiting cheerleaders. Tennessee's dance team ranked number 2 in the nation last year. Certainly part of the Pride of the Spirit department, along with the cheerleaders. Both have done very well in national competitions in the past 12 months.
They do a great job. Great job.
Add to the pageantry here at Thompson-Boling Arena. Looking at field goal percentages, Chattanooga 7 of 22 so far, 32%. Tennessee 13 of 28 for 46% point during this season.
And each and every one of those games is going to be a tough one. I mean, UT cannot overlook any one of those games.
Recruiting always a big topic at this time of year.
Offensive rebounds, all tied up. It's shocking. That's really shocking. 10-7, slight advantage for Tennessee in the defensive end.
Inside, great pass, good hustle that time by Higgins, knocked it away.
There's very little points coming on the inside for UT, which is where I thought that they'd have a bigger advantage.
Hathaway gets the Ashby miss. Field goals from the three-point line. Tennessee has outshot Chattanooga 13-6, making 5 to just 1 tray for the Moccasins. It's going to. Jerry Green hasn't done a lot of smiling tonight. Tony Harris. Nice kick inside outside to Higgins. Dangerous pass. Harris comes to it though and picks it up. 1 on the shot clock and a violation. Tears. Tennessee now trying a 1-3-1 half-court trap. Chattanooga a little bit confused offensively, trying to regroup. Block inside by Hathaway. That was Ranji Kauser, who's just come in the game, one of the seniors. Chattanooga trying to cut into that 13-point volunteer lead. And at 1, the long shot by Kauser, no good. Rebound to Yarborough. I'm sorry, to Victor, to Harris. And a great block underneath by Ashby. And a double dribble on Tennessee.
You can't say enough about Ashby.
Oh, he's come to play.
Can't say enough about him. Good hustle down the floor. First guy goes to the fake, but nuh-uh, you're not going to get it here. Ashby.
That last block by Hathaway, the 90th of his career. And he's got 91.
Spoke too soon, Jeff. Come on.
Oh, wow. He jumped on that one. And 1.
That's when he's at his best. I'm telling you, he runs the floor, he feels the paint, and he finishes. He really finishes.
Coach Dickerson not too happy.
Isaiah Victor just slicing the way through the lane here. Easy dunk.
Foul was on Ashby, his first. Well, that was with authority.
Great finish.
And the three-point play gives Tennessee a 16-point lead. That's their largest of this first half. Tennessee has out-rebounded UTC 13-4 over the last 7.5 minutes. Parker with a miss. Yarborough to Harris. Really danger time now for UTC.
It really is. I mean, they've got to find a way to cut this lead back to within single digits.
Harris with a miss. Victor rebound, back to Harris. Hathaway tried to slam it home, and Parker pulls it out in the corner. McCulley, long pass to Ashby. And
Good
Charles
hustle.
Hathaway
Good hustle by the Big P.
tried to call timeout on his way down.
It ain't getting better than this. I tell you, this guy's 290 pounds, but he runs his butt off.
He looked like Joey Clinkscales at that over-the-shoulder catch. Look at that, calling timeout.
Calling timeout.
You gotta love it. There's Ashby. Chattanooga just can't buy one. Look at Hathaway. Saves it. However, it goes right into Townsend, who slams it home. That breaks a drought for Chattanooga. Hathaway moves into 8th spot on the career block list. He passed Willie Burton with number 91.
Has he passed me yet? That's all I want to know.
I need to check on that. Yeah, he's going to check on that, Hamer. You were the fly swatter in there. Ashby again. He's going to pick up a foul.
Victor comes to the lane, and again, looks like to me he got raked on the outside there before he got to the paint. Jerry Green's obviously upset about that.
So Isaiah Victor picks up the foul, his second. And we've got a timeout called. Jerry Green having a chat with Carlos Reyes, who is now telling Jerry he needs to go back and talk to his team because he's called a charge. Let's watch it again. Of course, remember now that the rule says you have to be stationary. So let's just see.
For one, I don't think that he was stationary, and you got Ashby that just gave him a little karate chop there from behind. I don't know about that one.
Now, I think they're calling it before Ashby made the contact. I think they're calling it on, I didn't catch the number, but the other Chattanooga player who was set up in the lane has some high expectations for this team. They lead it by 14. We're in the final minute of play. Be sure to stay with us at halftime. Former Vol C.J. Black will be our special guest. Look forward to visiting with him and finding out exactly what he's up to. And another incidence there of pressure causing a turnover. Parker throws it out of bounds.
The Moccasins definitely didn't want that because in all likelihood that was one of their last opportunities to cut this lead in half and turn the ball over.
Differential of about 12 seconds on the shot clock and the game clock. And there's going to be a hand check on Parker to reach that point. Second one no good. Guess who? Ashby with a rebound. 30 seconds to go. Steve, you're 5th on the block list at 122, so Charles has to pick up about 31 more to get you.
Oh, good. I thought I was going to have to put a jersey on to get back out there again. I don't have the wheels to do that anymore.
Yarborough really given a lot of problem in a 5-second call there, or is it a 20-second timeout?
I think we got a timeout here.
Coach Dickerson, you can see, is not happy. Parker tried to call the timeout. He gave him the timeout, but he said it was after the 5-second count.
This is mass confusion here, Jeff. What's going on?
Obviously, Parker wouldn't have called the timeout had he not thought it would have prevented the 5-second call. And Mr. Reyes insisting that the ball belongs to Tennessee. And that's the way it'll stand. 37-32. Checking the scoring so far here in the first half for Tennessee. Isaiah Victor and Vincent Yarborough lead the way with 8 points apiece. Tony Harris and Ron Slay have 6. Marcus Hayslip has added 3, as has John Higgins. 2 points for Terrence Woods. For Chattanooga, Neil Ashby has 5. It's a foul actually called. Would have had to have been away from the ball. I don't think he was even involved out there, was he?
I don't think so.
I think Yarborough was guarding the ball. In any case, Harris knocks down his 7th point. If he hits this one, he'll join his 2 teammates. Actually, Yarborough now has 9 points in the game instead of 8. Higgins checks in.
And a technical foul.
And that's going to be called on Henry Dickerson. And he is absolutely unhappy.
Well, you know what? Cooler heads have got to prevail here. You look up at the clock and you see your team is already down by 15, 16 points. And, you know, you're just adding on to it. You know, Coach Dickerson's got to do a better job of calming down and letting the game take care of itself here. Now he's giving Tony Harris a couple of easy baskets.
So Harris finishes his free throws. And now I think he will go ahead and shoot the technical as well. Pretty much automatic when he gets in a rhythm. And that will give the ball to, well, let's see.
He's got another foul shot now.
Okay, so he shot one foul shot. We got a technical. We shot 2 technicals.
And he's got another foul
and now
shot.
he's got another foul shot. That's the new rule this year, I guess. You don't get the ball after the technical. And he's made all 4. Tennessee's lead all of a sudden is 19 points. And then, like you said, that was not what Chattanooga needed right there.
They didn't want that. They didn't want that.
Under 10 seconds. Slay goes for the steal. Townsend fakes up. Long shot. Tip at the buzzer. Good. That's Parker. And it will count. 41-24 will be your halftime score as Tennessee leads Chattanooga here after the first half. And we'll be back and recap it for you when we come back to Thompson-Boling Arena in just a moment. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Black with us, and CJ, bring the folks up to date on what's been going on in your life of late.
I just returned from Australia. It was pretty good down there, but now I'm back home and I'm working out for 3 weeks, and hopefully I get picked up somewhere else.
I understand you had a little bit of an injury problem while you were there.
Yes, I had a growing injury, and that caused me not to get the numbers that they wanted, so they decided to let me go and try and bring somebody else in that can perform.
So you still think, though, that you may get a shot either maybe in Europe or over here somewhere?
Yes, I still do, but it's just a matter of being patient and waiting because I don't have the reputation right now, so I have to wait my turn and just try and get it the hard way.
It's got to be tough for you to be sitting here and watching this team that you played with last year out there. Is it kind of funny?
Yes, it really is. I wish I was out there to be able to help them out and just have a good time. I love this atmosphere, and it's just great to be back in Tennessee.
As far as the first half, your analysis, what is Tennessee doing well? What do they need to do better?
I think they're doing a good job of working the ball against the man-to-man, but they seem to be having a hard time against the zone. They need to penetrate more and try and get inside scoring going, and that'll help them out a lot.
A lot of the talk has been, can they find somebody inside to be that defensive presence that you were last year? Who do you think that's going to end up being?
Right now it's looking like they're doing a great job. They're more athletic. They don't have a true center, so they are a lot more shot blocking and being able to run the court and do different things besides the team that we were last year.
Second half, what's Tennessee have to do to put this one away?
I think just keep the pressure on the ball, keep causing them to have turnovers, and do a better job of boxing out.
Well, CJ, thanks for coming by. I know the fans were happy to find out what you've been up to.
I think it's a pleasure being here.
CJ Black, our special guest here at halftime. Back with more from Thompson-Boling Arena. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Point lead, but really it's a pretty good ball game for most of the first half.
Great half of basketball here. If you're a Moxon fan, you got to be happy with Ashby here. Look at this guy go to work. Unbelievable rebound here. He's doing it all on every aspect of the game. Take a look at something else that they're doing is that's getting to the paint, getting good shots within 15 feet of the lane. And here's the cheerleader on the floor. Just bouncing around, lollygagging, boom, dunk. That's what you look for.
Give me a V. Give me an O.
Here we go. This is what Tony Harris is good at. Once he squares his shoulder, it's going in.
Tony Harris certainly has to square up if he's going to shoot that three, as he did right there. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. Shooting percentages, Chattanooga 9 out of 31. Tennessee a better 14 out of 33. Three-point shots, Chattanooga just 1 out of 8. Tennessee 5 of 13. Free throws, 5 of 7 for Chattanooga, 8 of 10 for Tennessee. Basically, the ball's getting to the line a little bit more, but most of that due to the technical foul late.
Here's that pressure we were talking about. Tenacious D by Harris. All over the ball.
Shot clock at 9. McCulley working with Harris. Ward inside. It's going to be a shot clock violation. So the turnover gives it to Tennessee with a chance to increase a 17-point lead.
We can't say enough about Tennessee's pressure. As you can see, it got to him early. First possession of the half. Shot clock violation. That's what you don't need if you're head coach Dickerson.
Higgins drives, rolls off, tip no good. Victor goes for it, and a foul underneath. Probably going to be on Neil Ashby. Nope, it's not either. It's going to be on Idris Harper.
Does a good job, Isaiah Victor, getting into the paint.
Third foul on Harper. First team foul of the half. Victor goes to the line to shoot 2. Missed that one. Now 2 for 4 on the night. Tennessee improved their free throw shooting considerably last year over the previous season. Victor knocks that one down. 18-point lead for Tennessee.
Here's another look by Tennessee. They're going to come at you with a man-to-man full court starting off the second half. We'll see how they respond.
Bullion having trouble getting it in. McCulley challenges Victor. And then there's Ashby. Oh, tries for the jam. Goes off the flange.
Did you see that?
Oh, man. Then fight for it underneath. Here comes Chattanooga 2-on-1. That's Ward. And it's a charge. John Higgins in excellent position underneath. Wipe off the goal. Ball belonged to Tennessee on the player control foul.
Here's another look. John Higgins turning around, finding the ball, doing a good job of getting his feet outside the lane and taking the charge. Good heady move by Higgins.
If you want to make a video on how to take one, that would be it. He was as still as you could be. Going to be a hold inside. Tony Harris. Inside, that's Victor working on Ashby. Little hook, no good. Ball batted out. There's Yarborough for three. Off the rim. Nice job by Higgins. He fights for it on the floor.
Good hustle. Good hustle on the floor.
And we're going to have a jump ball called. Possession arrow will go to Tennessee.
Great hustle.
A lot of bodies on the floor. Tempers can flare in one of those.
Tempers can flare. This is what Jersey's there. He's the only one.
Harris lob. Oh! Yarborough with the over-the-head slam on the alley-oop. What a play.
Reminiscent of you back in the early days.
Yeah.
Great dunk.
Maybe throwing the pass. You better be the one dunking it. Oh! Hayslip goes high to block one. This game is being played on the second story right now.
Hey, there's another level going on.
Oh. Yarborough. No good. We've got a whistle and a foul underneath. I think. Let's see. Going to be on Chattanooga. Maybe on Bullion.
Moccasins better be careful here because Tennessee is just imposing his will. And you got a technical foul here?
I don't think so. Third foul on Neil Ashby, and that's bad news for Chattanooga. In the first half, Ashby had 5 points. He had 6 boards, 2 blocks, and a steal. And double technicals. Neil Ashby for Chattanooga, Marcus Hayslip for Tennessee. That's going to be the 4th personal on both of those guys. And I wonder if he realizes that he has 4.
They're going for the gusto. They're leaving him in.
Another foul.
Before the game, there's a lot of trash talking going on out there, and you can kind of see it right now.
Harris kicks it back out. Slade for 3. No good. High for the rebound is Bullion. There's Ashby, and we're going to have Slay called for a block. There's been an error there. Ball tipped away by Victor. Charles Hathaway will replace Slay.
No worry, just got beef coming in. Don't worry.
Tennessee with a 20-point lead. 17-16 to go. 4th personal on Slay. Mox will bring it in. Boy, Charles Hathaway just as a rock in the middle. No foul called there. Yarborough was hit from behind. And Ashby on the jam. Oh, wow, what a play.
Telling you what, you got to go to this kid every time. Every time.
44-26. Play getting just a little bit rough right now. Victor on the other side.
Oh, my goodness.
Make it the 3rd floor.
Oh,
left
man.
the 2nd floor. And outside. That's Toot Young.
If you're a basketball fan, this is what you want to see. You got a high-flying dunks, you got 3-pointers, you got it all.
Yarborough fouled underneath. It's going to be Bullion. or Harper.
Let's look at this replay. Vince Yarbrough doing a good job of getting two hands on the ball and get slapped away.
Third foul on Pullian. Yarbrough at the line for Tennessee. 1 of 2 there so far in the game tonight.
Wait, they better do it soon.
And Yarbrough now 1 for 4 from the stripe. Very uncharacteristic of him. One of the top free throw shooters on this team. Chattanooga feeling like they've got a little bit of a life right here.
And I think they do.
Long shot outside is good.
You want to talk about a tough shot?
Jamal Ward with a 3. Under pressure. He just
Jeff,
stepped back and knocked it down.
The lead is now down to 14.
Harris tries to answer and does.
Well, you know, great shooters make great shots.
Guess who? Tennessee asleep. Ashby beats Yarbrough, or excuse me, beats Victor down the floor.
This guy does it all. You just can't say enough about Ashby. Whew. Unbelievable talent.
Yarbrough with a double pump. Oh, there came Victor. We're going to have a foul call. 44, that's Pullian, that's his 4th. And that's a place that Henry Dickerson certainly cannot afford to have foul trouble. He's already shorthanded with Oliver Morton, his All-Southern Conference player, out with a bad ankle tonight.
Jeff, think of how great this game would be if
Tennessee by 16, back with more second half action. When we return, you're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Along with C.J. Black, and let's take a look at some of the action here in the last couple of minutes.
Let's look at the highlight reel. First reel coming up.
Love it.
Here's another look at it. Unbelievable.
Give me some more.
C.J., that's your kind of ball, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. This is what I come to see. Exactly.
C.J., of course, played for Tennessee the last 4 seasons and is trying to get well so he can try to continue a professional career. And our halftime guest going to sit in with us here and give a little expert color commentary. Steve Hamer going to share the mic with him here.
I'll share. I'll learn.
He's bigger than you. Well, not taller, but he's wider.
Just a little wider.
Points off turnovers in the game. Tennessee 18, Chattanooga 12 so far. Tennessee with a trap. Tony Harris.
They made the all-cry team. You know, it's unbelievable. It's Tony Harris.
Just don't understand it.
CJ, you read the article. What happened?
It said it was talking about the SEC. They was breaking every conference down, and it said, wow, for the all-crybaby team, Tony Harris. It said personally, he thinks he's the best player in the league, and actually he's not the best player on the team.
Wow.
Michael Townsend with the shot for Chattanooga. It's a 14-point ball game. You never cried, did you, CJ?
Never.
Never.
Big men don't cry.
Yarbrough going to get fouled as he drives. Defensive pressure on.
Yes, he
quick.
can. Yes, he can.
Yarbrough's missed 4 straight. Still has 11 points, and Chattanooga with a chance to cut this lead to a dozen. Good pass inside by McCulley, goes right through the hands of Michael Townsend, and he was standing all alone on the block.
They needed that one. They needed that one to cut the lead to 12.
Walker takes over the point. Tony Harris goes to the shooting guard, trying to run him off a pick.
And look who he ran into down there.
And an offensive foul. Pressure, 2-on-1. No foul called there. Now they're going to call a block on Hathaway. Tony Green, a little bit
late there, I think.
late.
Yeah. That's one of the calls you call at the center when you missed the shot.
Let's watch it again.
Let's take a look at this replay. Now, Charles Hathaway does a good job of planting his feet firmly, but he was under the basket. He was a little bit under the basket here. Obviously took the charge, but now is when the call is made. That's a little bit late.
Could have been at least a no call.
Jamal Ward at the line makes the first one, cuts the Tennessee lead to 13. Ward now with 6 points. 3-point shooting. Chattanooga 3 out of 10. Tennessee 6 out of 16. Ward misses the second one. Tennessee with a 13-point advantage. Try to add to it. Tony Harris off a pick. Walker.
Jeff, I'm telling you what, Charles Hathaway's got to be more of a presence inside. I mean, they've got to go to him inside.
And that will be an offensive foul on Harris Walker.
Knows better, no better than we do. Did a good job. Give him an Emmy there. He acted for it.
Tennessee full court pressure. Long pass up court. That's Ward. One-on-one with Yarborough. Lobs it back out front. Chattanooga will reset the offense. Tennessee back man-to-man. We're going to have a is missed. A lot of fouls here in the second half. Both teams over the limit. Hathaway, Harris.
Tennessee's got to do a better job looking inside. It's all a perimeter game right now.
Three-pointer by Tony Harris. He watched that one from his seat.
Great shot.
16-point lead. Harris wanted a foul call. Wanted to have a shot at a very rare 4-point play. Field goal percentage from 3-point range. You see right there. Bad miss that time by Chattanooga. Yarborough takes it all the way and will be fouled by McCulley.
Jeff, things are heating up out there on the floor, I tell you.
Just amazing. We've played about 7.5 minutes. Chattanooga has 10 fouls. Tennessee has 8.
Unbelievable.
From the charity stripe. 54-37. Terrence Woods will check in for Tennessee and come into the game at his next opportunity. Grindstaff is in for the ball. Second tour of duty tonight. Long shot outside is no good. Tennessee on the break. And nice job there by Parker.
Way to get back.
Tell you what, Parker's done some good things off the bench. He's created some havoc inside, got some key buckets, and hustled.
Charles has the board. Higgins, Hathaway, Grindstaff. That ought to be money, and it is. Terrence Woods, you let him square up. It's money.
With those kind of looks, man, he's going to knock him down every time.
Tennessee now with a 20-point lead. That may equal their largest lead of this game. Go inside to Townsend. He walks with it. Good pressure by Victor.
He looked over his shoulder and he saw Hathaway. So what are you supposed to do?
Out on the floor. Tennessee leads Chattanooga by 20. We'll be back with more of the second half from Thompson-Boling Arena when we return. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Back at Thompson-Boling Arena, you see a little sportsmanship going on the floor as the University of Tennessee and the University of Tennessee Chattanooga cheerleaders performing at the same time. Not much of that going on the court, though. C.J. Black, as we take a look at the shooting percentages for the first and second halves, Tennessee pretty consistent. Chattanooga really has picked it up here in half number 2.
They really picked it up, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to shoot even a better percentage to get back in this basketball game.
John Higgins will bring it up for the Volunteers with a 20-point lead, closing in on the halfway mark of the second half.
John Higgins sporting a new dude tonight as well.
Nice jump hook there by Victor.
I think he's going for the Dr. J look.
I think so. I think so. Whatever works.
Oh. Grindstaff with the steal. Pressure caused that turnover. A little bit like the Tony Harris look of last year that he's now gotten rid of.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Big hat.
The wide body. Hathaway showing some
Agility.
svelte agility there. I think he just scared Toot Young to death right there.
Wow.
Grindstaff to Victor. Oh, what a play.
You gotta love it.
3.5 minute scoring drought for Chattanooga as a foul called on Grindstaff. That'll send Tim Parker to the other end to shoot. 2 free throws, both teams over the 10 mark now, so it'll be 2 shots the rest of the half.
Let's look at this replay. I don't even think he laid a hand on the ball. It's just that he purely knocked the guy down. And here on the other end of the floor, Janice Grindstaff, great dish. Great dish.
Nice finish. I think Hathaway looked a little like George Foreman down there with that big haymaker.
Well, he's probably eating off the George Foreman grill, so why not?
Do you live with Charles, CJ?
I did last year.
You did last year? You've been making references to his training table habits. I was just curious.
It seemed like we.
And a whistle. Tennessee on a 14-2 run in the last 5 minutes. Down low, ball kicked to
Shody, got to step up over here.
Good for Grindstaff on the backside. Victor inside.
Yes.
Out front. Terrence Woods. Another 3.
It's the offense.
Mr. Offense, huh? Jamal Ward missed it. Kept alive. Ashby hits a wet spot. Grindstaff, as usual, flies into the crowd at least once a night.
Ashley's like he's like a whirling dervish down there, you know? Turning around, throwing the ball. He doesn't quit, though. You like that. He does not quit.
Ron Slay with 4 fouls comes back in for Tennessee to give Victor a rest. Victor played very well in that stint for Tennessee. Polian back in for Chattanooga. 17-2 over the last 5.5 minutes. Blocking foul. Second shot also good by Harper. You give him a few pointers growing up, being you're so much older than he is.
Yeah. All the time.
Woods cross court to Grindstaff. They had Hathaway. Here's a no-look pass. Rams it home.
Big hat.
If Grindstaff can get healthy, he can lend so much to this team. He really is a good player.
He's just an extra dimension that this Tennessee basketball team really needed last year.
Slay has to be careful with 4 fouls. He's not spent a lot of time out there tonight. Toot Young, no good. Tip by Ashby, no good. And Slay, guess who? This time Higgins out front. A little bit long. 27-point lead. Chattanooga running out of time.
Nice fake.
Polian's shot, they just can't buy one right now. Out front. Harper good. That's a 3.
Tickled the twine there. Great shot.
Slay underneath from Grindstaff. Loses control. It goes out of bounds off the foot, I think, of Ashby. It'll belong to Tennessee underneath. Tennessee. Woods. Out to Higgins. Rebalance the offense. 4:20 on the shot clock. Tennessee trying to look inside. Grindstaff with a drive. Puts it up and in.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Tough shot.
Use his body to the... Oh, here we go again.
Showtime. No, he just laid it in. I jumped the gun on that one.
We want a dunk here. Come on.
Who's looking for it? Making me look bad. 7:40 to go. Tennessee 72, Chattanooga 44. Higgins again with the good defensive pressure, and Jerry Green likes that. We've got a timeout called on the floor. 7:37 to go here in the ball game. Tennessee 72, Chattanooga 44. You're watching CSS, your source for Tennessee has really asserted itself on the boards here in the second half.
Yes, they've been doing a great job. Vols 38, Mox 24. It's great to be on the positive sides on the boards. I mean, that they're not getting any second opportunities, and we're just taking advantage of it.
Right there, points off the bench. Pretty even. Both teams going pretty deep into those benches, and people are performing well.
Moxon's hanging in there.
Tough on the scoreboard, though. 28 points, the differential. 7.5 minutes to go as Toot Young works against Grindstaff.
What a great name, huh?
Tennessee with that 38-24 rebound edge that CJ told you about a moment ago. Full court pressure now. 2-2-1 press. Tennessee breaks it well. Grindstaff. Victor. Got it. Got to be encouraged by that. Handle the pressure by the numbers.
Yeah, you got to be encouraged by that. You got to wonder, though, why UT Chattanooga's waited so long to put some pressure on the Volunteers. You think they do that to get back in the basketball game.
There's Harper again. Oh, he's found the range.
Tough shot.
2 threes in a row for him. Cuts the lead to 25, 6:45 to go. Haven't seen much of Tony Harris in a while. Slay uses the hand. That's an offensive foul. Cleared out. Yeah, it was.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
74-49. Toot Young works against Grindstaff. Slay finishes the night 6 points, 1 rebound, and 3 blocked shots. Toot Young from outside.
Really good shot.
On the line, just a 2. And a steal. Comes Young again.
Still have Marcus to beat.
Tennessee back the other way. Wow, if that would have gone in, that would be pretty spectacular. End-to-end action. A little out of control right now.
Both teams are looking a little sloppy as we got another turnover.
Watch out. I'll bring hot roommate.
And Polian was measuring him, and Walker was very aware of that. Just about missed the layup. 76-51.
But yeah, if you just look at the guys that Tennessee has out on the floor, you got sophomores, you got Isaiah Victor, and you look on the bench, they have their All-Americans sitting there on the bench, and they're still comfortably ahead.
You also try to win the last 5.5 minutes and get a little momentum going into Monday night's game with College of Charleston, which is huge for them in the Southern Conference.
Very important.
Try to finish strong. Encouraging for Tennessee that Grindstaff has played so long tonight. Another no-look pass. Hathaway wasn't expecting it. Stolen by Chattanooga. That's Parker. Baseline on Walker. Loses it. Right back to the Mocs, and we can have a foul called that time on 1 now. 76-55. We hit the 5-minute mark. Tony Harris.
Tennessee right now just willing to move the ball around the perimeter, take an open shot.
Hayslip hit a lot of threes last year at a high percentage. You wouldn't think that a big guy like that would, but he's a good shooter. And an unforced error by Young. Quick pass Higgins. Harris, who's going to dunk it?
Charles Hathaway just gave him a forearm shiver and knocked him out of the way.
It was Yarborough and Hathaway both trying to get that jam. I think Big Charles.
Let's look at this replay. I mean, Tony Harris obviously knows what he's going to do, but look here.
That's the best shot Yarborough's taken all night.
Poor Vincent Yarborough. I mean, he gets shoved out of the way.
Hayslip fouled on the rebound, makes the first one.
Right, he is, and he's lost a lot of weight. He's lost about 20 pounds. I think he's down to like 250, 252. Wow. So he's just been working out and just trying to be the best that he can be.
Hayslip's second one gives Tennessee a 20.
It seems to be working out better for him.
Last year he had some trouble when he got it right under the basket, just going up and dunking it. Boy, this year doesn't look like any problem at all as Harris picks up a hand check foul. Higgins in the middle to Hayslip. They've got the numbers. And a good defensive play that time by Chattanooga.
Good hustle.
Nice shot by Michael Townsend.
That's what happens when you hustle. He created the turnover there and got the 2 points on the other end.
4 minutes, just under 4 minutes, 20-point Tennessee lead. But for Chattanooga, they're doing what we mentioned a moment ago, picking it up and playing well in the last 5 minutes.
As well they should. I mean, this is a pretty good basketball game.
Gorilla and Manila.
You don't want to get in the way of that, do you, CJ?
You will break all your hands, all your fingers.
It's like a man that talks from experience.
Yes, that's why everybody just look.
80-58. That's Parker. He's played well tonight for Chattanooga. Cashes in a couple more there. Chattanooga has outscored the Vols on this run 9-4. Tennessee, though, still leads by 20. That one. Tennessee entertaining here during the timeout as we're getting close to the end. 3:07 to go. Tennessee with a 20-point lead. Jeff Jacoby along with Steve Hamer and C.J. Black joining us here for the second half. Former Vol great. A couple of former Vol greats.
Thanks.
And,
thank you. The only question now, Jeff and C.J., is it Zach Turner time?
It could be Zach Turner time.
That's the burning question right now. It's not Gore Bush. It's Zach Turner time.
All right. We'll see if Zach, of course, one of the crowd favorites, the walk-on that practices so hard and it gets some time every once in a while. Tony Harris. Chattanooga has gone back to the zone. Higgins, normally a zone buster, and you see why right there. Higgins now with 8 points. Parker, nice follow underneath. I think that was Toot Young. Left-handed tip off the pane.
Off the pane. Great. I'm telling you, he's got a great name. Toot Young. Can't go wrong with that.
Could make Vitale's all-name team.
He could. Oh,
boy, that's a dangerous deal right there. Vincent just happy right now, isn't he, CJ, just to be getting up.
To make this one. It works.
2 out of 10 from the stripe for Yarborough. Chattanooga's backcourt outscoring Tennessee's, but coming in, it was the paint where Tennessee had the big edge, and that's where it's been tonight. Great pressure on the double team. Nice pass inside. That's Townsend, blocked underneath by Hayslip, and Zach Turner. Second one also missed. Hathaway out-muscles Victor for the rebound. Closing in on the 2-minute mark. Tony Harris going one-on-one, uses a pick from Hathaway to Higgins, who goes baseline, kicks it back out, and the ball off. Harris Walker, Terrence Woods, Dennis Grindstaff come in. Woods for 3. Count it. Tennessee now 11 out of 24 from the three-point stripe. The Mocs 5 out of 15. Pass down low, miscommunication. Ashby going the other way. Hathaway picks up the steal. 1.5 minutes to go.
Oh, he wanted to take that one.
Crowd wanting Hathaway to take a 3. Bad pass inside. Tennessee, though, gets it back. Guess who? Hathaway goes to the ground.
Got to be happy for the guy. I mean, he works his butt off in practice, and you want to have the guy an opportunity to score some points in a game.
Parker from three-point land misses, and another whistle. Harper's second shot is good.
CJ, what do you do if you're Zach Turner? To try to score a bucket here, what do you do?
Actually, we're trying to set a good pick and just roll or fade.
Shot, CJ. He's played well.
Yes, he's done a great job.
He's just picked up a foul.
That was last year, Jeff.
Oh, was that last year? I'm sorry. I was going to say, wow, he's off to a heck of a start considering he just came in 2-3 minutes ago. Okay.
That's wishful thinking, though. I see where you're coming from.
Doug Englehart feeding me lots of good information, and that was good information. I just didn't read it right. We appreciate all that he's done tonight.
Yes, we do.
The whole crew, great camera work. Ben Huddleston in the truck with his crew. Just a top-notch effort. Neil Ashby has turned a few heads tonight in this game. It's 1 out of 2. 54 seconds to go. Tennessee going to try to get it into Turner.
Here we come on the post up. Got him on the post up. Watch for the hook.
Baseline. Oh, it's blocked. Gets it back.
Turner's been scouted. You know what he's going to go to.
That's Ashby again. Missed that one. Hathaway goes up. Out front. Harris Walker, great body control.
Great control.
Athletic move right there. 88-64. Clock has stopped, as it does in the final minute. We're under 30 seconds to go.
See, those are the type of players that Brandon High School produced.
Ashby. Blocked by Hathaway. Woods loses control out of bounds. It'll belong to Chattanooga with 13 seconds to go. 24-point Vol lead.
Look at the replay here. Might have gotten away with a walk there, but the denial, Charles Hathaway.
Final 10 seconds. Tennessee's outscored the Mocs 47-40 here in the second half, and we pick up yet another whistle. The second one good. 88-66.
Oh, give Zach a shot. Oh, the fans are not going to like this.
Higgins going to dribble out the final time, and that does it. Tennessee wins it. 88-66 is the final. We'll be back and wrap it up when we return in just a moment. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Tennessee has beaten Chattanooga 88-66 to start off this new season, and we certainly appreciate you being with us tonight. A great night for basketball. C.J. Black, who joined us in the second half. Congratulations on a great career at Tennessee, and best of luck in your pro career.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Steve Hamer, appreciate working with you.
Love being here. Thank you, Jeff.
And thanks to our great crew, Ben Huddleston in the truck, all the great camera work that was done tonight. We're happy that you joined us. Once again, the final, Tennessee 88, Chattanooga 66. For our whole crew, I'm Jeff Jacoby. So long, everybody.